Hey guys, welcome back to episode 6 Cook with Me. We're going to start with 500 mils of milk, and the recipe calls for 2.5 teaspoon of yeast. I was just finishing the packets that I've opened there, and I also added 2.5 heaping tablespoon of sugar. This is a table setting spoon, not a measuring one. Mix that in, trying to make sure that everything is well combined, and then quarter cup of cooking oil, 1 egg into there, mix it in. If you are not from South Africa, you're probably going to call it vegetable oil, or we call it cooking oil. So the recipe calls for 4.5 cups of flour, bread flour. I always start with three or half or three-quarter of the thing, three-quarter of the recipe. Yes, and I also added a teaspoon of salt. Mix that in, making sure that everything is well combined. We are making sandwich rolls, by the way. Sandwich rolls. It will make sense why I call them sandwich rolls, but I'm sure that's not the name. So I added another cup onto there. As you can see that it was not there yet. So that's what I normally do. I normally add my flour bit by bit, especially if I'm trying a recipe that I haven't made before. So I don't always start with everything all at once, but 500 mils of milk is always the safest option. So you can hardly go wrong with that, if we are being honest. So I'm using a chopstick. I don't know, lately that's what I've been doing. It mixes well, man. And it's easy, and I'm actually surprised uh, of how strong it is, or how strong they are. And then you can knead the dough for a while, or up until it's well combined, and then you are going to now let it sit for 1 hour covered, and then we'll come back to the next step. This is after an hour of it proving or resting, and you are going to punch it down. Knead it for about 5 minutes, and then let it rest one more time, and then we will do the next step. This is after another hour. We are going to remove it from the bowl, knead it one more time, and then, or just shape it. Yeah, punch it down, and making sure that all the bubbles are out, and then you're going to cut that in half. Put the other half on the side, cover it with the bowl, and then you are now going to divide the remaining half in two as well, and then shape that into a bowl as well. I just rolled one roll or one ball, and then sprinkled a little bit of flour on top, and folded it and put it aside. The flour is for it not to stick to each other or stick together. And then we are going to roll the same way that we roll that one. It doesn't have to be perfect or same size. And then we're going to combine them together and roll them together, and then we will be ready to start cutting our rolls. Once the two sheets are rolled together, we are now going to cut my rolls out. I'm using a cookie cutter. I actually thought this was big enough. So, but as I went in, I realized that I needed to use a bigger one, which is fine. We'll do that for next time. So yes, I'm cooking one. I'm using one of the biggest cookie cutter, and that's how we are cutting out the sandwich rolls. Instead of rolling them, we are cutting them out, and kind of like when you are making scones, and then transfer that onto a pan, and we're going to let them prove for at least an hour again before we can start baking them at 180 degrees. They are very small, very thin, sensitive, so you need to be by your oven. You need to be in your kitchen, to be precise. So this is how they are after they've been proving, and then I'm just brushing them with a little bit of milk. If you want, you can sprinkle your sesame seeds, anything that you want to put on top, you can do so. I decided not to sprinkle anything, so this is what I'm just going to do: brush with milk and then put it in an oven until it was golden brown or baked. While that was going, while that was in the oven, I started on making the sauce. This was part of the dinner. This not part of the this was dinner. Honestly, on this day it was dinner, and yeah, I mixed tomato sauce, mustard sauce, and mayonnaise to make my sauce, and I also added a little bit of seasoning salt, to be precise. Mix that in, and our sauce was ready. I don't complicate things. I've got no time to complicate things. I'm lazy to complicate things. The fact of the matter is that food, it needs to be on the table for my family to eat. So the tomato, I'm slicing up the tomato, and then I'm also going to slice up the onion. I didn't wash my tomatoes because I had washed them yesterday. I was going to use them, ended up not using them, so I did not wash them. I know you guys, I know you, you guys like pointing out things that are not that serious. I will eat a tomato from the garden and not wash it. So when you guys make a fuss about such things, I'm like, you know, that's life. And that is after that I sliced my red onion, and then I was separating the rings, making sure that they are ready for me to use. The rolls are ready. This is how they look like. And they must be like this. That's why I said I used a small cutter, and then the second batch I tried to use a bigger cutter. Yes, I tried. This is the third. Is it? Yeah, this is the third one. Yeah, I tried to use a bigger cutter, and then yeah. But that one I didn't show you guys because by the time it was out of the oven, my family were already eating, and they just gulped them down. This is how they look, this is how they are, and I wanted to show you guys why we call them the sandwich rolls. You see how easy they're separating? Can you see? But you can still cut them to make it easy for you, or to make it even, of which I did. But you can easily just separate them like that, and they are ready. So this is the roast that I made yesterday, or for dinner last night, and there was a huge chunk that was left. That's something that I love about roast. You can use it multiple times for multiple dinners or multiple meals, because even after we had this on the sandwiches, we still had enough for lunch the following day. We had that for lunch the following day, which was for noodles. We had that with noodles for lunch, having noodles. I'm loving the hot and spicy noodles by Kellogg's now. Hey, they are so delicious, and it's such a bummer because Theo doesn't like them. He likes the Durban curry, but we will work it out. We will work it out. So yeah, so I used almost half of the roast, and I saved another half for the following day, which we had for noodles, like I had said, and it was yummy. Roast, I love saver. The I love saver. I'm now assembling our simple dinner for tonight. I hope you loved this video, and you try the sandwich rolls, and I will see you guys on my next upload. Thank you so much for watching. We are on episode 6 and 14 more to go. Bye.